The meeting at 6 o'clock. Welcome to our first 6 o'clock meeting. Hopefully this will be our standard. Mr. Obrey, would you lead us in the pledge, please?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. First on our agenda is the public comments. Now's the appropriate time for visitors in the audience to be recognized and to speak on items both on the agenda and general concerns of the patrons of the district. There will be a limit of 3 minutes for an individual, 5 for a group spokesperson. No speaker shall speak more than twice on an issue. The board is legally obligated to maintain confidentiality concerning district personnel, and therefore matters concerning district personnel will not be discussed. Does anybody like to speak with us tonight? Okay, we'll move on. Thank you. First up is a recognition of Fremont Motors for their donation to nutrition services for families in need. And Chris will lead us and we'll visit with Andy Sill, I believe. Is Andy here? Okay, great. Come on up. Welcome.
I'll just let you introduce yourself then. This is Fremont Motors representation to donate to the nutrition services for families in need. So Andy Sill. Thank you.
Hi,
Andy.
I'm Andy Sell, sales manager at Fremont Motors. All year of 2023, we donated each car we sold. We put money aside to donate to school district 1 and 2, which ended up being a total of $6,850 per school district. It's to go toward, the whole idea was to go towards families in needs that could not pay for meals. But it's just a way that we'd like to give back to the community.
All right. Any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Can we get a picture?
Yeah, so I apologize. My general manager should be here any second with the check,
Okay.
but
Okay, when
you're
he or she comes in, just holler or
right.
wave at me.
Okay, I will. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, next is recognition of the Wyoming School Board Association board member honors. Is that you, Mr. Behringer? This November at the WSBA conference, we had 2 school board members recognized. One of them was able to attend, Brenda. Brenda earned the highest level of school board mastery. You can get a level 3 leadership and learning. Brenda's been on the board. This is her 12th year. In order to earn this award, you have to earn 600 points along the way. So I did a little research, and the most you can earn is 25 at one time. So it takes some work to get the 600. So you can go range anywhere from 25 points for conference attendance to 10 points as the area director, which she has been
8 years.
8 years. We figured that out before the board meeting, which now Ashley has taken over, but it's a great recognition, and thank you, Brenda. The other award, I'm going to read part of the nomination is Steve Core. It is the Champion in Education Award. I'm not going to read the whole nomination, but I'll let you have a copy of it. So I kind of highlighted. Chairman Core has been on the board for 23 years. He started in 1990. That's a few years ago. That's more than 23. There was a little pause in there. He led the district through numerous large construction projects, including Green River High School and the district's state-of-the-art aquatic center. If you go around the district, you'll see Steve Core's name on lots of plaques throughout the district. And I'm telling you, we have great facilities. And thank you, Mr. Core. Steve was 32 years as the voice of the Wolves. He broadcasted Green River High School athletic events. His last game was the Wyoming State basketball tournament in 2020, and they shut it down for COVID after that game. So not interesting one to end on. Mr. Core's passion for student success is not only commendable, but also evident in his advocacy for our at-risk students. He aims to celebrate the success of all of our students. This community and its district and are and continue to be a great place for children to attend because of individuals like Steve who sacrificed their own time to volunteer as a school board member for over 23 years. Thank you, Mr. Core.
Right now?
Yeah, the two of you. Camera's up and ready. Alan. Good doctor. Go ahead. Oh, hide my glasses. Congratulations. Well, I think Brenda will agree that we don't do this for awards. It's been really rewarding to be part of the school board for as long as I have. And like Craig said, we've done a lot of good things over the years, and but I appreciate the recognition. Okay, we'll bring Andy back up and we'll get a picture of the nutrition services donation from Fremont Motors. Hey, Chris, will you get in there with us? That's good. Or you guys want to, let's go out on here.
No.
Okay.
Want you guys front center? We don't do pictures very often.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Well, thank you so much. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
More next year.
Thank you. For parts of.
Yes.
Again, thank you very much. We appreciate it. And the families in this community appreciate it too. Okay, next is recognition of our All-State Band. Quinn Alinsky, welcome. Back
again. I am also speaking for Danielle Forbush. She had a family emergency come up tonight, so I'm gonna handle the next two agendas.
Okay, cool.
So I'll speak on band first. Every year, the band and choir students have the opportunity to audition for these honor ensembles. They're quite a strenuous audition process, which involve weeks of preparing, and then they walk into a room with a table and get one shot at it and then roll the dice and see what happens. So it's a stressful situation at a high level, and these wonderful students have made it this year. So for band, we had Riley Johnson make it. It's her second year at making All-State. And then we had Dallin Owens as well make it. It's his first year as a junior making it. And then for choir, we had Beth Vigenzer make it. It's your first year, isn't it? And then Abigail Smith, Caitlin Tanner, and Laurel Kurth. So great, wonderful group of students. There's a ton of other wonderful students, but these are some of our brightest and best. And then additionally, we had where's your sister? Come here. Additionally, there's an All-State Jazz, and we had Haley Johnson make the All-State Jazz Ensemble on drum set, and that's her first year doing that. So wonderful, wonderful group, and we want to take a chance to just acknowledge them.
Yeah, Quinn, quickly, what is the process of how they get this recognition? Is there a festival they go to?
So,
And they
yeah. Well, I guess I didn't finish that one. So they audition, they make it, and then over the next 2 weeks or 3 weeks, next week we take them and they're in rehearsals in Casper for 2 full days, and then in the evening on Tuesday next week they have a concert and they perform with kids from all over the state who've made this group.
But wasn't there a festival where you had marching band and choir all in one place
Oh, no, that's a
in
totally,
Casper?
that's a totally different.
Totally
thing.
different
That's a
thing. Okay.
totally different event.
Okay, well, congratulations on that. I saw some of the results from that. It was very,
Well, thank
Green
you.
River did well.
Yeah, we appreciate it, but
All
no,
right.
totally separate. No, this is, they are in this and this is their thing. So no, totally different.
Okay, and then are you going to handle the request for the discretionary funds?
I do, yes. I'm gonna
Okay.
read the letter she
All
sent
right.
me. So, but first.
Well,
we'll
first
give
off,
them a round of
congratulations,
applause.
yeah.
Um. Please accept this letter as a request for financial assistance for my student Laurel Kurth. Laurel has been the honor of being selected for All Northwest Choir this year. The All Northwest Choir is an auditioned choir made up of some of the best choral students throughout Oregon, Washington, Idaho, Montana, and Wyoming. This is a great honor for Laurel, and it gives her a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to be able to sing with students throughout the region and experience working with a nationally recognized director or clinician. Not only has Laurel been accepted to All Northwest Choir this year, her other honors include the 2023 Wyoming All-State Choir and the 2023 Wyoming All-State Jazz Choir. The choir will spend 2 days rehearsing in Bellevue, Washington, and then will perform in a concert at the Regional Music Educators Conference on February 17th through the 19th. Her costs to attend require a registration fee and travel expenses. If you are able to donate any funds to help Laurel experience this opportunity, it'd be much appreciated. And I believe she mentioned that you guys have seen a copy of this letter.
Yeah.
And those prices are all listed out.
Okay. A recommendation of the board would be to, we pay the registration fee and then 175, which is what we typically do. And we take that out of board discretionary funds. So if you're cool with that, I'll need a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Moved by Tom, second by Brenda to do the registration fee, which is $250 and the 175 from board discretionary. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. There you go. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Next is recognition of state thespian champions. Bradley, welcome. He has a trophy.
Yay.
And we have several students here with us. We're excited. Thank you, everybody, for taking time to be here today. Okay. All right, Chairperson Core, Honorable Trustee, Superintendent Behringer. We are excited to be here this evening and share with you the Green River High School students who participated in the Wyoming State Thespian Festival and those who received honorable mentions, as well as our all-state recipients this year. Before we do that, I would like to especially thank Melissa Skinner, Julie Mortensen, Julia Eaton, and Catherine Skinner, who put in numerous hours of their own volunteer time in helping these students prepare for this event. We will now begin with our honorable mentions. For those of you who are here, just a raise of hands so they know who you are. All of these students who are here today were members of the team, whether on the performing side or the technical side of the competition. Our honorable mentions that we received this year for costume design, Ray Barrett and Megan Luster. Theater marketing, Ali Robidoux. Solo acting, Grace Gomez. Duet acting, Grace Gomez and Davin Welch. Duet musical, Hannah Skinner and Elizabeth Faginzer. Playwriting, Hannah Skinner and Madeline Grubb. Group musical dance, Uriah Polson, Dakota Bernal, JC Steen, Peyton Shiner, Brecken Rasmussen, Trajan Jakubowski, Jeremy Nair, Madison Jones, Kira Molman, Taylor Kendall, and Aria Lesage. In group musical, Hannah Skinner, Davin Welch, Caitlin Tanner, Rhiannon Schultz, Alexander Hudson, Dakota Hudson, Trajan Jakubowski, Madison Jones, and Kira Molman. And in devised theater, again, this is a competition that the students write a play themselves and then perform at the competition. Ray Barrett, Davin Welch, Grace Gomez, Rhiannon Schultz, Alexander Hudson, and Megan McGrady. And in stage management, Ray Barrett. A lot of our students are on the field trip for the ski trip at the moment, so that's why they're not here. I'll now turn it over to Melissa Skinner for the all-state winners this year. And I'll present them with their medals as they're called out.
Okay, and now for our all-state winners. Welcome to the world of we're back to school and I've got the cold, but I'm not contagious anymore, so it's fine. Last year we shared with you a new record for Green River High School was 13 students with a total of 19 all-state awards. But this year we have 11 students with a new school record of 22 all-state awards. One of our all states is our one act play, which was our arena, which also took first in the entire state against the 1A, 2A, 3A, and 4A schools. Hannah Skinner, Uriah Paulson, Dakota Hudson, Kaylee Noyes, Madison Jones, and Kira Molman. In costume design, Alana Brown. Short film, Kara Molman, who also won Best Picture for her film at the Cheyenne Youth Short Film Festival in November. Solo acting, Laurel Kurth and Kaylee Noyes. Solo musical, Abigail Smith, Elizabeth Faginzer, and Hannah Skinner. In group acting, Hannah Skinner, Elizabeth Faginzer, Grace Gomez, Kira Molman, and Laurel Kurth. For realistic makeup application, Kaylee Noyes. In duet acting, Uriah Polson and Dakota Hudson. And in theater marketing, Abigail Smith.
And we know that Steve Core has a pretty good memory. So I wanted to see if you remember what was the last thing I said to you last year when we were here.
We'll see you next year.
And I said that we would be bringing, last year we had the second place trophy. And I said, next year we'll bring back that first place trophy. And if I could have my principal, Darren Heslop, come up so we can present him as representative of Green River High School administration with the championship trophy this year, which we were honored to win with a very, very close margin, but we still won.
Have we won that before, Brad?
I think the last time was 1987,
Wow.
maybe something like that. It was back in the 80s. It was a while ago. So we're excited and kids are ready to try to bring it back again next year.
Good job, man. Awesome stuff. We'll have a picture up here. Brad will put them out in front of us and we'll squeeze in and get a picture with them.
We'll bring Mr. Heslop back here in a second.
The swimmers, we just stood up here and stood together. Otherwise, they can't see us. We'll look like the kids. No.
Yeah, you might want to call that.
Don't stand behind the big guy here. We're taller than us.
You guys might have to duck down just a smidge. Thank you.
Scoot over a little bit. There you go. There you go. Get everybody in there.
Great job, guys.
Great champs. Nice
Very
spot.
proud of you.
I wouldn't do that. Wilson did.
Get like a pew nail bench or a bench up. There you go.
I'll pause for a second. Let everybody who wants to exit, they can exit. Okay, next is Give Me a Break. Who'd you get last week? Your last
I
week?
think it was Christine. No, it was, you were a nurse or something. Yeah.
I think
Ben Sterlickson, GRHS custodian.
All right.
Oh,
That's, okay, you get home, that's the graveyard shift, isn't it?
Graveyard shift.
Bedtime
We'll
about
do-
8:30.
We'll do that Friday night after the Tolman tournament. That's my recommendation.
there you go.
What if, maybe buy my first Red Bull.
There you go. All right. Thanks for everybody being here tonight. It was good celebration stuff. All right, let's have a motion to approve the agenda, please.
So moved. Second.
It's been moved and second to approve the agenda. I need an amendment to remove 9.01. We're not ready for that yet. So if I could get a motion to amend that out, please.
I'll motion to remove 9.01.
Second. Moved by Tom, second by David. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. All those in favor of the amended agenda motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Next, approval of consent agenda items. Is there anything on there anybody wants to take off? If not, I need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Moved by David, second by Dan to approve the consent agenda items. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Next, we do have some winter board development workshops coming up. I believe it's this week in Riverton and next week in Casper. Also, the WSBA Legislative Forum and Reception is on Sunday, February 18th at Little America. If you're planning on going to that, let Mary or Craig know so we can get arrangements. And the COSBA Annual Conference is in Dallas in February. Next is consider approval of the early notification stipend. Dr. Foos, welcome.
Thank you, Chairman Core, Superintendent Berengers. The district annually, this is a thank you. This isn't anything other than a thank you for anybody that knows they're going to be retiring or leaving the district, and the district appreciates giving it a head start to strategic planning.
Yeah, it's a $1,500 stipend. I assume it'll start tomorrow and go through the end of February.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. I need a motion, but I would hope that the motion would include that in order to get this stipend, they must finish their contract. I need a motion, please.
I'll motion to approve $1,500 stipend, providing the employee finishes their contract.
Second.
Okay, moved by Tom, second by David. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Next item is consider approval of the certified resignations request. You're still up, Mr. Foos.
Chairman Core, you see two folks up there. I think the board has been briefed on the background of each individual. Thank you for your consideration tonight for their pending early resignation from the district.
Okay, I need a motion, please.
Motion to approve the resignation request. Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded, moved by Brenda, second by Ashley to approve the certified resignations. Any thoughts? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. I will say that these type of things are really difficult for the Board of Trustees and also the administration when we have people leaving the district prior to the contract, into the contract, and it not only puts us in a little bit of a bind, but I think it hurts our kids a little bit too. So moving on, here presentation on the student data binders from Truman Elementary School. Mr. Asselmeyer and staff, welcome.
Chairman Core, Superintendent Berenger, and Board of Trustees, it's with great pleasure and pride that I get to introduce our instructional facilitator, Ms. Shauna Mandros, and our third grade team at Truman to just show you a little bit about some of the self-tracking that the students are doing in our third grade PLC at Truman. So with nothing further, I'll introduce Ms. Jamie Olson, Mr. Colt Magursky, and Ms. Utica Hill.
Hi, thanks for having us.
Welcome.
We really decided to start implementing data binders when we found out how much of a growth that they can have in students. So we decided that this is something we have to do. Hattie's effect size is huge on students tracking their own growth, their own grades, their own data. So when we first started, it was a little different than it is now. We had them tracking their Y-top scores, some of their con progress, attendance, if that might have been an issue. It was a little bit more inconsistent when they were tracking their grades and their standards, that kind of stuff. So when Mike Rule came in and gave us the Marzano proficiency skills, we thought this is perfect. This is going to fit in our data binders incredibly. So we have our district-wide proficiency skills here. This is more of the teacher's version. You guys have ones in your hands so you can see. Sorry, it's really small up there. But this is a lot of information. It's for teachers to know where they're going, what they're doing, how they're going to teach this stuff. There's examples that they can use when they're teaching it. And we took this and we're like, this is too much information. We need to scale it down to student-friendly terminology. So we take these scales and then we make them into our own student-friendly versions. And what we've done here is obviously taken a lot of words away. And we've made them student-friendly I can statements. That's our daily success criteria, the level 2s you see up there, and the vocabulary on the side, which was the examples for teachers. And our students use these every single day to track if they've gotten the target for the day, and they can just kind of check it off as they go. If they know they got it, they check it off. If they didn't get the exit ticket for that day, it's something that we know that they need to work on, and we'll go back and try and hit it during a math and intervention time at some point. One other thing that we changed that we thought was a really good visual for the students is that we started at the bottom. So the bottom is what we teach first, and we work our way up to the level 3, which is proficient, and we want them to get there. So we thought that that was a really good roadmap for them to see that, hey, we're starting here, and this is how you're going to make it to where you need to be, the proficient. So we've seen a lot of great outcomes with it. Our students know where they're really strong, they know what they need to work on, and they're taking a little bit more ownership of their learning. And we've really enjoyed implementing these proficiency skills. So that leads into our parent-teacher conferences.
Oh yeah, I think Jamie explained it perfectly. The next step that we decided to take was to incorporate into parent-teacher conferences. We were seeing really good success with the students, and we wanted to share it with their parents. We felt like that was a good time. So up here we have a few different examples of a piece of paper that is in the data binders. Each class kind of does it different, but they kind of have the same components. So this is an example of paper that every student fills out prior to the student or parent-teacher conferences at the end of the first quarter and the third quarter. So a few different things that we have them make goals on. They make a math goal. We go over everything that we have done throughout the course of the quarter, and they make a list of the things that they are successful at according to their mastery-based proficiency scales. And then they also identify some different things that they can work on. So that way they can cover that with their parents, the things they're doing well and the things that they need to improve on. We do that for ELA as well. And then in my room, we also do a me goal, which falls more under social emotional. They take a look at their daily, how they interact with their peers, how they interact with just everybody in the building, and they make a goal on something they want to do better. A pretty frequent one is talking less. Once one kid suggests that, they all seem that that's appropriate, but we try and steer them in a little bit different path of that. Another thing too that we have them do is what I need to work on. A lot of times parent-teacher conferences are focused on all academics, which is a big part of school, but there's a lot of stuff outside of that. So in my classroom, a lot of times we have them make a goal for something in specials, or we have them make a goal, something to do better at recess, maybe to make a friend every day or something like that, just so we hit all of those components that we need our students to be hitting. So that is an example that we have. Another example is this one. A big part of this is just goal setting. It's something that we work on in our morning meetings, which is another transition we made at Truman this year. So in morning meetings, we've just been talking to the students about setting goals, writing them down, and then achieving them. We're way more successful when we write things down. And so they write these down, we track them every year, and we keep them in the data binders so that way we can see how they're building every quarter. It's been a really great experience, just like Jamie said. The students know what they have and they know what they don't have. And that's way more powerful when they're telling their parents that rather than a teacher, because they take ownership of their data and they have that growth mindset that we're trying to instill in them. And a big part of it is they don't have it yet. If they can tell their parents, I don't have this yet, but here's what I'm doing, X, Y, and Z, we found that it's really powerful in convincing parents that we've got them on the right track. So.
So I'm a first year student or first year teacher in the classroom, and the proficiency skills have helped me a lot, and it serves as a guideline for me. It's helped me for their learning targets and to make sure that they hit their success criteria. The data binders also have helped me for their parent-teacher conferences and stuff, and when their parents have questions or anything, I'm able to just go over and just grab their data binders and just hand it to their parents and kind of show them what they're working on, what they need help with, what the children think that they need help with, and the things that they want to improve on and everything. And if there's any questions that the parents have, I could show them, this is what your kids are working on, this is what we're doing right now, and kind of it helps guide me there. And also it does help me with the I can statements and everything throughout the day. And then.
Okay, this is, yeah, this is just one of our students explaining what they do in their data binders. And so we thought you might want to see it in real life experience.
I'm Schumann Elementary and I'm in 3rd grade.
Okay, Allison, today we're going to just put our exit ticket into our data binder. Can you tell the people how you put your exit ticket into your data binder and why?
So this box right here, it says the description that we were doing today, and then we find it, and then we check it off. So it's right here, and then we check it off. Then these bold words, we come to our vocabulary and find them.
So what does this say?
I can identify the fraction represented by a given model.
Okay, so that's what we were learning that day.
Yeah.
And why do we track this every day?
So we make sure that we have that off. So we make sure we got the exit ticket right.
And next, what we're going to do is we're going to go to your con data and we're going to graph December's.
December.
Okay, so what percentage were you at in December?
86.
86.
So we put 86 right here, and then we put it right there, and then we color it into our thing, and then
why do we graph this data?
so we see what percentage we're at every month, and see how close we're at 100.
At 100. Okay, so how often do we use our data binders to track data?
For our exit tickets, we track it every single day, but for this, we track it at the end of the month.
Okay, good. And what do you like about using your data binder?
To see if I'm almost at 100% on con.
Okay, what else do you like about it?
Seeing what exit tickets I got right and wrong.
Okay.
I think that's all.
That's all? Okay, thank you, Allison.
She got the shirt right. Too cute. Awesome job.
I think Allison was excellent at that. I think the biggest takeaway from this is we believe in it, but also the power is when you see the students doing it. So we'd like to invite you guys to come in. Like she said, this is something that we do every single day. So you're more than welcome to come to Truman and experience it with, instead of one kid doing it, a full class of them. It's pretty amazing. So come on over.
Any questions on the board?
That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Thanks. The kids are gonna need those tomorrow, so.
Need it back? We can't keep
You
them?
tell Tristan he's doing a good job.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Very informative. Okay, next, consider approval to go out for an RFP for food commodities. Chris?
Chairman Corr, Superintendent Behringer, and Board of Trustees, we're requesting permission to issue an RFP through the Western Wyoming Food Co-op for commodities for the next school year.
Okay, I need a motion, please.
Motion to approve. Second.
Moved by Tom, second by Brenda to approve to go out for an RFP for food commodities for the 24-25 school year. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next, consider approval to go out for the RFP for the annual Chromebook replacements. JR, welcome.
All right. Thank you, Chairman Corr, Superintendent Behringer, members of the board. It's that time of year again. We're getting ready to get our quarterly replacement for all of the student Chromebooks, but this year we're also replacing 140 staff Chromebooks. So this is for Lincoln Middle School, Green River High School, and Expedition Academy certified staff. This will include a 3-year warranty and all the licensing for each device. I do need to make an amendment here. At the very end, it says 24-25 fiscal year. It will actually be purchased this year. Apologies. And this is not to exceed $315,000.
Okay, I need a motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Brenda, second by Dan to approve to go out to an RFP. Purchase 700 touchscreen Chromebooks, 140 Chromebooks for certified staff, not to exceed 315,000. It'll come out of this year's budget. Any comments? What happens to the old ones?
So the old ones, we usually sell off at the very end if we have interested buyers, and we just re-inject that money back into the general fund.
Okay, so there's no trade-in they do with these kind of things?
Not typically, because they're at the end of life, nobody really wants them.
All
So,
right. Any other questions? All those in favor? Motion carries. Next, consider approval. Thanks. Next, consider approval of an RFP for school student photography services. Craig? Thanks, JR. Thanks for spending $315,000.
We had a 1-year contract with the photography services out of Rock Springs, and we set that up on a trial basis, knowing that we'd come back this year. And so we were requesting a opportunity to go out and get bids to do student pictures this fall for the fall of 2024.
24-25 school year.
24-25 school year.
Okay, I need a motion, please.
I'll motion to approve.
Moved by Tom, second by Dave to approve the RFP for school student photography services for the 24-25 school year. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Craig.
Thank you.
Consider approval of the bid for the CNC router for Green River High School Perkins Funds. Chris, welcome back.
Hey, Chairman Core, Superintendent Behringer, and trustees, we have a recommendation before you to award the RFP for the CNC router to Laguna Tools out of Grand Prairie, Texas, in the amount of $27,461.99. And as it turns out, Blowdown Lumber is a dealer of Laguna Tools. However, they don't deal with the CNC routers, but they will help us if we need assistance relative to parts or whatever. But they were the low bid, and that worked out great for us. So,
Okay, I need a motion to approve the Laguna Tools bid for $27,461.99.
A motion to approve.
Moved by Brenda, second by David. Any discussion on this? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Chris. Consider approval of the RFP results for a maintenance vehicle.
okay, so we have supplied you with the detailed bid information, but we are recommending to award this RFP to Fremont Chevrolet out of Riverton, Wyoming, in the amount of $77,237.50. It includes a maintenance truck with a service body, a plow, and a lift gate.
What's the reason for this recommendation? They're not the low bidder, not the low qualified bidder.
Okay, so we did not choose the low bid, and we did a rating system. We analyzed price, we analyzed whether they could meet the full specifications, we analyzed the delivery time, and with those criteria in mind, the Riverton unit was the best, partly because we can get it in 30 to 60 days, which is the fastest that we could get any of them. They actually have the unit in stock right now. All it needs on it is a plow and the lift gate included. The others are anywhere from 90 to 180 days out. And number one up there, the lowest bid, did not have the plow or the gate on it. They did not bid it with the plow or gate.
Okay, what's the pleasure of the board?
I'd make a motion that we approve staff's recommendation for the purchase of the vehicle with Fremont Chevrolet out of Riverton.
Have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Ashley. Any discussion on this?
I do have a question. With our main maintenance fleet, is it more mainly Fords versus GM where you can bulk buy filters to help save money in the maintenance side of it?
I can tell you that the transportation director, Rachel's here, but they do have Chevrolets and they do prefer to work on the Chevrolets. But that, I didn't put that in as a criteria, Ford versus Chevrolet. I used price, delivery time, and what was the other one? And whether they met the full specifications.
Okay, and then the question I have is, what's the rules on a public entity not accepting a low bid? Is that
Okay,
our
so this is
discretion?
not a bid. This is a
This was a-
request for
okay.
proposals. And we do this specifically with vehicles because
Yeah, I understand that.
we don't necessarily want to get the low bid on a vehicle because you don't know what you're going to get sometimes.
Right.
So this was a RFP.
So it's a $3,750 question, basically.
Yes.
Fremont Chevrolet's at 77,237.50 and the lower bid is 73,486, which is 37.50 difference. So, but
If,
longer time to get it too.
if we said go to the lowest bidder, does that hurt you? I mean, do you have something that will cover you until then?
I believe we do, yes. The other one factor that I'd like to throw out here, and it may be a stretch, but Fremont Motors is a local dealer, even though we're getting this out of Riverton. They're a statewide dealership, and the guy that handles their fleet actually handles the Rock Springs fleet as well. So we work through him on this. Even though Rock Springs could not supply us with a Chevrolet or a Ford, we did work with the local fleet manager there.
Based on the conversation we just had, I think I can support this. Just myself. Whatever else feels. Any other questions? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rachel. Appreciate it. And I do appreciate the detailed information we got on that.
Very helpful.
That's very helpful. Next item is 9.02, consider approval of the Exhibition Academy early graduates. Mr. Obrey, welcome back.
Thank you, Mr. Core, members of the board, Mr. Behringer. A student was accidentally omitted off of that list in December, and I'd like to include that. And he did meet all of his graduation requirements at this point.
Okay. Need a motion, please? Moved by Dan,
Second.
second by Brenda. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Thanks,
Thank
Rob.
you.
Appreciate it. Next, consider approval of the revisions of policy EFB-R student meal charge policy. This is a third reading. Dr. Foos.
Thank you, Chairman Core, trustees, Superintendent Behringer. This is the third and last reading. These things will go into effect tomorrow if approved by the Board of Trustees. These first two, as mentioned, and Leah deserves a lot of credit, her and her staff and Christine, for an excellent review, audit, 3-year review. These first two policies are a result of that review and our adjustments to get us into compliance.
All right, I need a motion first on policy EFB-R student meal change policy.
So moved.
Moved by Tom, second by Dave to approve this on third reading. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Now I need a motion to approve the changes to policy EFAB-R food service procurement policy and written standards of conduct.
So moved.
By Ashley, second by Dan to approve this. Any discussion on this one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Next is approval revisions to policy GCPB, resignation of professional staff members. Dr. Foos.
Chairman Core, trustees, Superintendent Behringer, this was a board requested policy to Super 8 that we put into place for your approval here on the third reading tonight. And as we know, the teacher shortage is imminent. And sometimes in Wyoming, we feel a lag on economic forecasting and some of those things. And like the rest of the nation, I think the teacher shortage is really starting to hit us full force. And I think this policy is going to help us, moving forward, deal with some of the things that we're going to be facing in education, which is pretty tough.
Yeah, I think it's a definite improvement. I need a motion to approve, please.
So moved. Second.
Moved by Tom, second by David to approve this on third reading. Any discussion on this? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Next is the approval of revisions to policy GDKA, support staff with sports and activities contracts.
Thank you, Chairman Core, Trustees, Superintendent Behringer. Again, Super 8 believes this policy is in response to the shortage and the things that are really beginning to hit Wyoming. And as we have the teacher shortage, the coaching shortage is a big part of that. And that is why we're seeing a lot more support staff and people probably who are not employees into the coaching arena at SW2. And this policy aims to soften the blow on those folks who are hourly and support. And we're actually proud of this policy moving forward. So thank you for your consideration on the third reading.
Okay, I need a motion, please.
So moved.
Moved by Brenda,
Second.
second by David to approve this on third reading. Any discussion on this? I think it's an improvement too. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Next, superintendent board comments. Let's start with Craig.
This weekend, we have the Tolman tournament coming up. So what do we have? 24 teams coming in. And so another great weekend for Green River High School and our community. I know the Flaming Gorge basketball tournament before Christmas was Friday night at the 3-point contest and slam dunk contest. It was so cool to see those kids cheering from all over, and the gym was just packed. It's two great weekends to showcase our kids, and a lot of work goes into that. So thanks.
Yeah, and our local businesses really benefited from this. If you tried to get into Subway during the Flaming Gorge Classic, that wasn't going to happen. So yeah, that's good stuff. All right, Dan.
I don't have a whole lot. All the people that we had up here with the SBNs and the band, great work. We're doing a good job at the high school, seems like. I appreciate that. And yeah, have fun at the Tolman tournament.
All right, thanks, Brenda.
Thank you for the presentation. It's great to hear from Truman. I want to come see that because I think that's cool. But I also have a request. We're looking for volunteer groups. Rock Springs had several groups that were scheduled to work the Red Tie Gala February 3rd. They've rescheduled something that got canceled due to weather, and she doesn't have volunteers, so she's missing 60 volunteers. So this is for the Memorial Hospital Foundation, Sweetwater Memorial Hospital Foundation Red Tie Gala. It's February 3rd. I told her to approach Green River, see if we had any volunteer groups that might be interested in helping out. I think they get the free dinner, and it's a lot of fun. So if you have any groups that are looking for volunteer hours and they have a free weekend, please let me know. I can get you in touch with Tiffany Marshall.
Okay, great. Thanks, Tom.
I too have not as much as I usually do. First of all, back in December, I had a chance to go, as some of you also went, to the Best Program Family Dinner. It was absolutely amazing. They do such a nice job, and food service did a great job. It was just a fun night out, or fun lunch out, I should say. Had a chance to go visit Harrison Elementary last week. Hats off to Steve Lake and his staff. I visited probably a dozen classrooms. Everybody's on their feet teaching. Kids were engaged. It was a great experience. And Saturday night about 8 o'clock, Tony will be able to actually get a good night's sleep for the first time in probably 12 weeks. So good for you. But Tolman coming up this weekend should be a good time.
All right, thanks, Tom. Mark.
Let's see. Congratulations, Brendan and Steve, on your awards. A lot of hard work.
Thanks.
Looking forward to watching some good wrestling, and thanks for everybody's hard work.
All right, Ashley.
I hope everybody had a good break and got to relax a little bit. Thank you to Fremont Motors for your donation. There's a lot of families that will really benefit from that. So thank you. Good luck to our wrestlers. And then also just wanted to say good luck to our dance and cheers. They go to state this month. And if you want to watch next Wednesday, they perform in their showcase.
Right. And the event is the end of January, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. And good luck to them. Dave?
Everything on my list has been talked about. Thanks. Probably like going last.
I got a couple of things I want to say, and we do what we can every board meeting to applaud the professional staff of this district. They do an outstanding job, but every morning when I'm out walking, I get to watch the school bus drivers and they do a great job, man. I'm telling you, they're alert, they're aware of the surroundings. I can almost get most of the kids waiting to get on the bus to say good morning to me, almost. Some of them are hiding and whatever, but tell your bus staff to do a great job. And I know we're about heading into some pretty severe winter weather and we really appreciate them. And, you know, the people that clean the buildings, the custodians and those folks in our maintenance department, hats off to you guys too. And please share that with your staff, custodians and the maintenance people, because they're out there in the cold and the wind and doing a lot of good stuff for our district. Appreciate that. Okay, we got an executive session. We've got 2 student discipline things we got to discuss, and we also have a personnel issue we need to discuss, and we will be taking action, I'm assuming, after our executive session. So I need a motion to go in executive session, please.
I'll motion to go into executive session.
Second.
Moved by Tom, second by David to go into executive session to deal with student discipline and a personnel issue. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Thank you for coming. And executive session, please.
So moved.
Moved by Tom, second by Daniel to end the executive session. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Brenda?
Okay, I would like to make a motion to approve the stipulated agreement for case number 2023 to 2024-001. And 2023-2024-2 002 pending parent approval.
Okay. Need a
I'll
second.
second.
Okay, moved by Brenda, second by Tom. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Make a motion to extend our superintendent's contract from July 1, 2024 to June 30th, 2025, as discussed in executive session.
Second.
Okay, moved by Brenda, second by David to extend the superintendent's contract July 1, 2024 to June 30th, 2025. Any discussion? We appreciate you, Craig.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank
All-
On the licorice.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you.